Tumti.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the greatest talk radio show host in the world, the marvelous one, the excellence of radio execution. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show on It's a Super Sunday here on the program. And ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me, folks, on yet another star-studded broadcast here from the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California, where Sundays, ladies and gentlemen, are indeed sunny. Now, ladies and gentlemen, they say that the best dancers dance ballet. And I tell you, I can dance like Hector Macho Camacho, but I can dance the Swan Lake. So let's start this song and dance by reminding you, the listener, of the great sponsors of the program. Okay, so now, you visit eSpyMall.com, save up to 10% on all high-quality CCTV surveillance systems when you use coupon codes Bruce LA Talk and Bruce 1050. Want to own what Bond owns? Be sure to visit eSpyMall.com. That's eSpyMall.com. And, of course, visit SunPotion.com. Be sure to use coupon code Bruce LA in caps, and you save 12% on the best superfoods from around the world. Only at sunpotiontransformationalfoods.com. That's sunpotion.com. I want to thank you again for joining me on a beautiful Sunday afternoon from wherever you're listening to the program on. And again, I'm telling you, I scored a touchdown on this broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, I just took a quantum leap into the end zone of consciousness, because our guest on today's program is a 26-year-old from Venado Tuerto, Argentina, again, who has spent the last 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, helping us, the people who are looking into a higher consciousness here on Earth, study about the history of the universe, which is a connected plan that originated 10,000 years ago, and this is called Ater Tumti. I hope I got that right. Ater Tumti, a plan of the universe and how it all unfolded, ladies and gentlemen. And basically, the age-old question: why are we here? Okay, and it translates to the heavens on earth. Again, that phrase I mentioned, Ater Tumti. And so at this time, ladies and gentlemen, he joins us now, is my guest, a historiador del universo, ladies and gentlemen, a historian of the universe. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at the time, and that is Matias De Stefano. Hello, Matias. How are you? Bienvenido.
Hello. Thank you.
Okay. Now, I can hear you loud and clear. Matias, how are you? How are you doing today?
Good, here in Rosario.
Very nice. So you join us from Argentina, right? Your home country?
Yeah, I'm in Rosario, Santa Fe, Argentina.
Amazing. Our last guest was Emi Shanti, and she's going to be at the Conscious Life Expo too. She also hails from Argentina. I mean, so many great people hail from Argentina. You got the football, you know what I'm saying? What is it? Diego Maradona, legend. I grew up hearing about him, a boxeador, Ringo Bonavena, and you. So tell us a little bit about your home country of Argentina.
What did you say? Tell
us a little bit about your home country, and just how did you get into ¿Cómo se despertó tu tercer ojo? How did your third eye awaken to this higher consciousness of the studies of the universe?
Well, I think my country is really special to do that because we have no structure here. So we are really free to feel, to see anything. We have nothing really concrete I said in matter, not just in spirit things. We used to be really free to think a lot of things. And well, since I was a kid, it just was natural. I just was looking for things around me that anyone could see. That just I was telling about to my mother. Nobody else could know about. They didn't know about what I was seeing in another dimensions. And since I was a kid, I think every kid around the world, they just look these things in another dimensions, but they lose this capacity. They lose it 3 or 4 year old. But me and other people I met in my life, we used to remember a lot of things, and we never stopped to seeing or remembering things from before we were born. So I was since I was a kid at school and all that, I was just remembering things before I was born, the universe, the story, the whole lives I have. So when I was 11 or 12 years old, I was looking for help. My mom, indeed, she was looking for help to me because she believed what I was living, but it was really difficult because I used to not to sleep. It was really a bad age for me because I was hearing things, and I thought I was autistic. I had autism or schizo, schizophrenia.
They didn't vaccinate you, did they?
What?
I'm just kidding. Go on, Matias.
I didn't hear you. Yeah, I thought I was crazy because it was all the time, every hour of my life, just remember things that I have never lived in this life. And I just tried to explain what I was living inside of me to another people, and they just a few of them hear me and they said, "You're not crazy. You are just trying to resume to make a resume about what we are studying the whole life, 30 years of reading books to understand what you are trying to tell us." So then began a path for me that a lot of people start to helping me about what I should do with that since I was a kid. Why did I remember all that stuff? So it started a really cool path for me since I was a teenage to recognize myself and recognize my mission in this earth.
Absolutely. I mean, in your very young age, I mean, you've come to realize the quantum leap of consciousness, this matrix that we're all interconnected. And this goes back to thousands of years ago, right? To where our ancestors were looking up at the sky and just wondering, how do we get to this path to recognition? And that's funny I say that because that's actually a special event that you're going to be taking part of at the Los Angeles Conscious Life Expo over at the LAX Hilton next weekend. Right, Matias? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I'll be there. It is really a surprise for me because I just, when I was 19 or 20, I just tried to explain what I remembered. And with a friend, we filmed something, some ask that people told me, and I just answered them. And the video was posted on YouTube. So a lot of people start to hear me. And every year they listen to me. They ask for me to go to their countries so I could explain what I remember too. So I started to do that, and suddenly it became a success. I don't know how to say that, but a lot of people start to ask. So we should do something about my memories. So I started to do a path around the world, around 40 countries around the world in 2012. And I think that was the clue. So I could really take part of I don't know, a gathering of people that most of them are now connecting points. That one of them who is in San Francisco make a point to connect with people from LA. So we are now going to LA. I don't know how. It's like magic for me because I didn't expect that. So
right, it's
really
like
cool.
It's destiny. Right? It's a lot of people believe in destiny. I certainly do.
Yeah.
So,
right? Yeah, I believe it's destiny. We had wrote him before we were born because I knew that after 2012 I should be talking to many people about my memories, but I didn't expect it was so fast. It was really fast, and that's what surprised me really, and it's really really cool because I can see every day that one of my guides, my angels, told me when I was a kid is every day happening. It's like,
right.
It's like I have written everything I have to live in my entire life, and suddenly it happens like magic. So
Isn't that
it's really.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible. And I touched up on it a couple of weeks ago with Emmy, how the Maya, they knew, for instance, what their children were going to be good at. So they raised them in that nature so that they can excel as much as they could possibly excel in this life, right? And, they just suddenly disappeared from the face of the planet. But you also touch about temples. And you said you went over 40 places around the world, trying to connect in this matrix of consciousness, so to say. The temples, they're receptors, right? They were made a long time ago with a certain energy or some type of map for us to remember. Just
they are like computers, like computers, but really good computers, not just for connect to Facebook. It's just they are connected with the entire universe. They are really good computers, but they are turned off. So we need to turn on again, but it must be really carefully because the information within them is not for everyone. But doesn't mean that we cannot get information. Is that we must be in the same frequency that this information, because that information could be really bad for us if we are not in the same vibration. So it is when I did the 2012, it was trying not to connect those points, but go to ask to those points if we as humanity are ready to connect them. I went there as giving how do you say offerings, offer something to the places. So like asking them, do you think we are ready to connect the web? Do you think we supposed to do that in that time? So it was like going in representation, of a part of humanity, not all humanity, but a part of them, to ask to the world, to the web, if we are ready. Because the plan where I was talking about, Ater Tumti, is a name in an ancient language from Africa, where I remember this since I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I remember how we, as spirits, as souls, we came to our bodies to complete experiential teaching, experiential learning. So we create everything to experience that, but we have some keys to do that. We have some tools also to do that. Exactly. So we need to use those tools correctly. If not, we would be disconnected about around the universe. So we sadly happened. It's had to happen. And when it happened, a lot of people in the history, 10, 50,000 years ago, they were gathering to try to connect an idea to make the people remember 10,000 in the future, that we need to reconnect our patterns inside within us to the pattern outside in the world, so we could reconnect with our real mission in the world. So I used to live in that time and remember some things that happened there. So
Amazing.
what I think I am trying to do now, as many people around the world, is to try to reconnect with that history, what those priests say in the history about what our mission is. So the path of Harwitum is the path we were doing around from north to south around the world. I did it so I could ask to the world if is this the time we should do that or not. It's kind of.
Right. You went out there seeking spiritual guidance.
Yeah, since I was a kid, they first tried to teach me how to be in touch with people, how to make contact with them, as if I were not a people, you know. I realized I was a human when I was 18 years old. So until that time, I just was looking at human like, they are interesting. But,
I tell you, man,
I
realized, Matias, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I realized I was a human when I was riding to preschool on my bike and I got freaking hit by a car, man. A lot of people, maybe that's why some people think I'm loco, but I'm okay. Anyway, tell us, go on.
No, it's just that that when I was a kid, them tried to help me to act as a human, because I am a human, but I didn't remember that. So they tried to make it funny, to make it happy. They teach me a lot of things about nature, about the human nature, about society, a lot of things, and then they help me to remember my history, my reality in the whole lives and in the universe, after and before lives. So they were all the time guiding me and trying to make me feel happy with I am trying to do in this world, and they keep in touch with me. I used to argue with them a lot of. I used to argue with them because they say you need to go to that mountain. Yeah, because you don't have legs, so it is good to say to you. But
how high was the mountain? I would have argued too, man. Is it Mount Everest? What do I got to climb?
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe it's a volcano or stuff like that. I was also kidnapped once. They told me, no, it is good because people need to know what it's going to be, that land. So I was just walking through the forest in Paraguay, and they kidnapped me some Indian people. But I was really, I don't know, I was smiling, and people who kidnapped me didn't know why, but my guys were there telling me, is everything okay? You will be okay, because people from Paraguay need to know what history has this forest to tell. So,
right.
So everything's okay. I'm talking to you. So it was really good. My guys sometimes make that funny jokes.
I don't think that's funny at all. That's why.
Yeah. Now it's funny. Not that much.
Not that I don't like to travel, but oh man, I mean, you weren't near George W. Bush's ranch out there in Paraguay, were you? I'm just kidding. I don't want to make funny of something that's very. I mean, but you said it was a little bit comical to you, right?
Huh?
You said it was a little bit comical to you, that whole scenario.
Yeah, because I used to see the world as a really big and small place to play, you know.
Right.
So we are trying to do our best, but doing it happily. You know, we need to spend our time in this life. We have a lot of life, but we need to make it funny. We need to be really happy with what we are doing. So even those times that are really difficult, at the last point of the happenings, I used to see that it was really good for everyone.
Right. Yeah. You learn from some of the hardships you endure in life. That's for sure. But we're going to be going to a break in a little bit, Matias. But I wanted to touch up on, we were talking about temples and pyramids being tools almost for us to recognize where we came from if we activate them. Do you think there's a danger in activating these pyramids as well? I mean, we're, like you said, we're only human.
Yeah, I think there is danger even in drinking water, because our life is full of danger, but full of danger and full of joyness. So there is a kind of danger, but the danger is really within. You could create the danger. So if you are happy with what you are doing, the danger is just a choice.
Wow. Right. Almost reminds me of that one quote, have nothing to fear but fear itself.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Now let's talk about that planetary grid. Okay, you talk a lot about the planetary grid and how we're all connected metaphysically, metafísica. Si nos puedes decir un poco de eso, can you tell us a little bit about that metaphysical grid?
Yeah. Well, I cannot explain that scientifically, but in my remembrance, like traveling around that, everything we see, everything we surround us and within us is a web. Is a not even light web. It's something really difficult to explain because it's something that connect everything, and they are like really essence. It's difficult to explain the term of essence. They are like points connecting one to other, like a spider web, and we and everything we move, everything we create, moves the other points. So our Earth, for example, in a memory of mine, the Earth. I knew the Earth because one of those points connecting one to other. Because the Earth is really connected to Jupiter and the Sun is really connected to Sirius, and Sirius is really connected to another solar system in Pleiades, and then another one to another galaxy. And I remember the moment that when human became here in the Earth, I felt it inside me. In spite of I've been really far away. Right. This kind of web, we are all connected, makes the development of the whole universe, the entire universe. So what we are doing in this universe is just to pull the points, to pull the ropes between the points, and we created also that. So everything you have around you is created because you were, how do you say in English, tejiendo? I don't know how.
That's a tricky word.
I should do to wave.
Right.
Yeah. To wave the whole points. You do that so you could create your way of living, your way of experiential, because you are a spirit doing co-creation to experiment experiential lives. So you everything that is around us, it just points connected one to another to make a spirit, so you can move them within you. When I was really far away and I felt the human became in this world, and it was like, something really funny is happening there. So why don't we go there? So this inside make a co-creation of myself, because I wanted to be a human, to live as a human. Right. So we are all here to live as a human, because once that points connect us inside and co-create our kind of living. So we are also connected with every tree, every pyramid, every people around the world, every animal around the world. So everything we do, we move. The entire world is moving too. So this is really important to know right now, because we are trying to connect the world, because the world is trying to change. So if the world change, we need to change. It's necessary. We cannot go against the change of the world.
Oh, no.
If the world change or want to change, we need to develop tools for change also. So if we are connected inside, from within us to the world, we need to feel, and we can change the whole world just to moving ourselves from within.
That's right.
This is. I think a lot of people is talking about. They even have more tools to explain that, spiritually, scientifically, philosophically. I just say what I remember and what I saw that works in the universe. Many planets works like that. Many planets were dead, and many planets were living. So we are trying to do our best with this planet, because this planet told us to help him.
That's absolutely true, but I think it's just sad how we as a humanity are also treating our planet. We mentioned various other planets. We're acting like we can go and inhibit those planets, and we're not caring about our own. I mean, with this Fukushima disaster, where the waters, like you said, you could die from now drinking water. I just think it's very tragic also how we as the humanity have treated our Mother Earth.
Yeah, I also explain about that it's just an experience from humanity. Humanity or everything around the universe can just know their own light by seeing their own darkness. We cannot ride without the dark, So exactly. This time in this 2,000 years, we were trying to know how our darkness is within us. So it's the only way we can see our really light inside. I usually I'm not a negative person. You see, right. I used to think positive, because universe is just positive. So
exactly.
What we are doing is just looking what we are doing to the earth. We are just looking it by the eyes of someone who lived just 13 years this planet, or 60 years, or 70 years. Right. No matter how much time, it is a short time.
Matured, right? We still haven't matured spiritually. Don't you? Do you think the human race has matured spiritually? Do we still have a lot to learn?
In just 50 years, they mature a lot. We have matured a lot. Of course. We as a humankind, we are really awakening right now. So the problem is not what we are doing now to the earth. Is if we are ready to awake, to become new humanity in the future.
Right. Matias, we're going to go to a break. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. You're listening to the show that's more than just a show. It's more like an idea whose time has come. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. Thank you for joining me on this lovely Sunday afternoon. If you're just tuning in, I'm talking to a very special guest, a historian of the universe, ladies and gentlemen. My guest joins me now. He's on the phone with us. His name is Matias De Stefano. Hello, Matias. Welcome back.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
Great. Now let's continue. You are scheduled to be at the Conscious Life Expo next weekend, and again, so many great workshops you're going to be taking a part of. Let's talk about this conference and go a little bit through the history of the universe again with our listeners who are tuning in once again. Tell us about what we were discussing earlier, the real purpose of humanity.
Well, this is really a difficult point to take because I don't want to that people think that I have the clue of everything. Exactly. I just have my vision of the reality about what I lived in my entire existence in the universe, but it's just memories from myself. They are not maybe memories from others. So what I just trying to explain about humanity is what I remember of it. So what I know about humanity is that lots of people around the universe, we as spirits, as souls, we need places to experience the whole universe because we are experiential beings. So that's right. We already know what we are inside, but we don't know how we are outside. And outside is just a reflection of what we are. But if we don't have a reflex, we don't know what we are really. So in the universe, we need to create the whole reality so we can know the parts of ourselves. So absolutely. When we do that, we create the spiritual planets, subtle planets, and a really heavy planet. And one of those heavy planets is the Earth. And the Earth is a really amazing place to experience, to make a lot of experiences. We, as souls, as spirits, we came to this planet because this planet have a lot to give for us in experientials. Right. A lot of experiences we have in this planet, so it's really good for us as spirits. But also we have another mission, and the mission is to be a part of the development of this planet. This planet also have a spirit, soul, and body. So it's also a living being that needs from another beings to be transform itself. So we here came to this planet to bring the light from the universe and put it in the matter, in everything we see, and in every act we have, every system we create, everything we build. We are trying to put the light of the stars here in this planet, so this planet can transform itself. So everything we do is really amazing for the universe, and we just need to know that we need to know that even politics, economics are created, so right. we could see the light from the stars here in the Earth, and we usually screw up because we are just trying to practice it. So
we are trying. In our young lives, right, Matias, and both you and I, in our young lives, I mean, I'm just a little bit older than you, but in our young lives, we've seen just how exactly humanity is screwed up.
Yeah, we are just practicing the ways to bring in the light here in the Earth, and our mission as a humankind, we are trying to do our best to bring the light here. We have tools to do that. We have architecture, music. They are two powerful tools to bring the light here on the earth. So when we gather these both points, we have a city, for example, and this city, if we build it really in the light patterns, we have a city of light, and this city of light can bring the starlight to the earth, and that makes our DNA change. That makes our environment change. It makes the earth change. So what we are doing here with our society is trying to make a lot of tools to bring the light here. Not just a spiritual, because spiritual is just one way. Also, we have science, we have technology, we have a lot of things to bring that light here. But if they are all together, they are really powerful. When humanity could gather those terms, spirituality, science, all them, we were really powerful, like Egypt, like Atlantida, like Lemuria, a lot of places around the history in the world. They were really amazing because they could gather the faith and the science. But we are now trying to know the polarity about these two powerful tools. So we are seeing what they can do or separate. I don't think this is really bad. The bad thing is that the planet is changing and trying to gather itself. So if we try to divide in these times, it will be really difficult for those who are trying to divide us, because the planet is gathering. So it's just a time of gathering in this earth, and we just need to gather.
That's right. So, Matias, I don't want to sound like a negative Nancy, but Mother Earth, we've treated her so bad, and there's just so much evidence to this day that proves that. But we've treated her so bad. Do you think Mother Earth would look at us as humanity like a dog looks at a flea? Is it gonna scratch us off one day?
Yeah, she sometimes tries to do that. We are like a virus for her. We are like, how do you say bacteria?
Bacteria, almost, right?
Bacteria. Yes, bacteria. We're like a bacteria. That sounds disgusting, but we must realize that we as a human and bacteria for a bacteria for our body is really necessary. We cannot live without some bacteria inside us. A lot of bacteria is working inside of our body, in the intestines and wherever, in the lungs. They are all around,
in working your spleen.
For our body.
Right. Yeah? Like in your spleen, or all those. We got all sorts of crazy stuff in the body. Yeah, of course. Go on.
Yeah. We have them to help us to live. But if they lose the mission, if they forgot what they really are doing in our body, they probably get our body sick. So the earth is getting sick because we lose our priority as a humankind. Right. So for her now, we are like a virus, but a necessary virus for her. So. Right. She won't kill us. She won't kill us because she needs us, and we need her. But we need to realize about what are we are really doing in this earth. This earth wasn't created for us. We were created for her. So
amazing.
If we realize about that, we need to change our society, our thoughts about the earth, and we need to boldly believe that we are a bacteria, but a really good one.
Hey, not all bacteria is bad. Heck, we even eat bacteria. I mean, yogurt is bacteria. Really good. But anyway, moving on. So many great events, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to meet Matias, heck, I might even be there. I'll be there. But ladies and gentlemen, it's at a workshop at LAX Hilton. You're going to be there, right, Matias?
What? If I want to be?
At the Conscious Life Expo, you're taking part of
the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th.
Right. Now, I just wanted to state that, but also I wanted to talk about another huge event that you're taking part of at the expo. You're actually going to be on the same panel with decorated radio show host George Nori. You're going to be on his cosmic science panel. Tell us about that. Are you excited about that?
I realized about that yesterday.
Wow. So I knew before you.
Yeah, you knew before me, because I didn't knew that. I expect them to put me in, I don't know, Angels Talking panel, or something like that. I didn't knew about the importance about those people who are talking with me. I must say that I never read or a book. I've never seen videos in YouTube. I just yesterday tried to know who the people I will share with are. So it is really a surprise for me that I'm talking with them, because it's really wow, good.
Right, it's the cream of the crop. Many of them I have interviewed myself and had on my show.
Yeah, I think this is good, because I've never tried to get there. I really, with this kind of things, I really realize that it's not my personality what is important, but the message that I bring, or the people I know bring, that need to get to the world. So it will be really amazing to be there to share with that amazing panel. So and in LA with Los Angeles,
Tinseltown, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a great event. So many great speakers. I mean, you got Greg Braden, David Wilcock, David Reynolds, who was on my program, Daniel Brinkley, Lyndon McDart. You got George Nori too. So I mean, it's just amazing. And the Conscious Life Expo, the people behind the expo have just been so nice to me. Donna at Lighthouse PR. I mean, just amazing people, right?
Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous because I've never spoken English before with people. I just have friends to talk in English, but never to explain my stuff. And I've never done that before. I've never talked. This is my first radio interview in English, so it's really hard for me to think in English all the time.
Oh, hey, I'm bilingual myself. I grew up here in Los Angeles. I come from a Chicano family, and I've kind of wrestled with both languages myself, como te das cuenta, as you've noticed.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. So, we're going to wrap up in just a couple of minutes. But let's talk about that panel you're going to be a part of. You guys are going to talk about some of the sciences behind the universe, right? You will discuss that quantum science.
It would be really amazing, because I've never studied that, so I just will put my memories on that. It will be really funny because, or really good for me, because they will be, I don't know, Greg Braden. He has a lot of experience on science and explaining this kind of things, and he has a lot of groups, and I should walk around the world with their sounding, not by science, but trying to gather them to live them in my entire life. So I try to explain what my experiences were around the universe, about what they are talking about the science.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're in good company. You're in good company. I mean, I've been covering this event for over 3 years now. And man, I tell you, I went in there, I interviewed Giorgio Sokol from Ancient Aliens, the TV show. I talked to George. I've met so many great people. I met great mediums, who I mean, you talked about your guardian angels. And I know, I got a couple of family members. I know for a fact that that, are watching my back. And, that's why I like going to these places, because I connect with myself spiritually. And not only that, but I learned so much about things and topics I didn't know about.
Yeah, it's good to talk about this everywhere right now, because a lot of people is connecting with this kind of things, but maybe they are worried because they maybe think that they are getting crazy, or
Right.
or they didn't have nobody to talk about. So it's good that a lot of people talk without how do you say,
without fear,
without worry about that. Just like if everything this is normal, we are just discovering another part of us. Like technology is really young, and we are just discovering about ourselves. So it's good to talk about everything that's happening.
Right. Of course, Matias. Now, we only got about 5 minutes left, but I want to remind the listening audience that we got a great program coming up after my show. You got Field Interference with Ryan Bannister. Okay, so I want you guys to definitely stay tuned. You're not going to miss out on anything, right? I mean, you guys love Guerrilla Media Network, so we love our listeners. It's Ryan G. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I was thinking about that interview Pete did with that person's father. It was live radio. Hey, give me a break. I'm just kidding. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Matias on the line. Matias, give us your website and tell us a little bit more about your studies. Before we end the show.
Well, our website is just trying to be in the next week. The new one, www.harwitum.
Okay.
Then I write to you, harwitum.org, O-R-G. But now we have 3 www.ghan.com.ar.
Excellent.
Yeah, there you have the whole information, and there is a Facebook in English of Harwitum. There you can look for a lot of information about what we were doing. And my studies, I just decided to study. I don't know how to say in English, psychopedagogy. Pedagogy.
Mm-hmm.
How to try to teach, to learn how to learn.
Amazing.
These were my studies, but I never finished it because I start to do the same, try to teach how to learn,
Mm-hmm.
But about the universe with people. So I've never ended my studies. I finished my school in Barcelona, Spain, and then I
said, ole.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then the university here in Argentina, but just 2-3 years, not much. That made my jumping to what I am doing now.
Right. That contributed to your quantum leap in consciousness and just studying the beginnings of our existence. I just think it's incredible. I want to ask you, do you think that I know what the answer is going to be, but do you believe we've had help along the way? You see so many just puzzling structures from the pyramids. How did we as humans, we didn't have fax machines, we didn't have email. How did we just inherently know how to build these things across the earth? How did we know this?
How did we know how to do that? You say.
Yes. How did the human being, how did we as human beings, just from all creeds, all over the world, know how to make pyramids from around the world? All of us just had that code. It's almost like we were embedded with a code. Okay, they're going to be a little bit round over here, and they're going to be triangular over there. But they're pyramids, and we're all building them, and we don't. It's not like we sent the blueprints to one another. Don't you find that a little fascinating? I mean, I think we've had help along the way.
Yeah, yeah. We need to know that we're all connected. As humanity, we were a lot of time in our cultures. We were connected by our brothers and sisters from the start.
That's right.
So they teach us a lot, and now every religion and every culture has the same stories about people coming from the space, people came from the heaven, teaching how to talk, how to build, how to make our fields. So we are connected because our fathers in the stars, our sisters and brothers on the stars, they teach how to do that. So we were also connected by the web, and the web teaches how to connect the world, how to build those pyramids.
Amazing.
Our nature,
Matias, we are out of time, but that is just incredible. I've had such a good time talking to you on the show. Thank you so much, my friend, for being on, and I look forward to meeting you and talking with you at the Conscious Life Expo. Thank you for being on our program.
Thank you for giving for giving my word.
No problem. I'm glad that you chose your first interview in English to be on this show. Thank you.
Also, thank you for that.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. Thank you for joining us. Catch you on the flip side.